The following is a Stars and Strikes doubles rebroadcast featuring some of our most memorable programs.
Stars and Strikes doubles. Stars and Strikes doubles is sponsored in part by Somerville Lumber. Stars and Strikes doubles is produced in conjunction with the New Hampshire Candlepin Bowling Association. And now your hosts, Doug Brown and Dan Murphy.
Hi, everybody, and welcome once again to the Londonderry Bowling Center, and thanks for joining us here on the Winds for Stars and Strikes doubles. Doug Brown along with Dan Murphy. This is week 2, and we've got a team coming back, Janet Poch and Karen Boutotte, looking to make it 2 wins in a row.
Yeah, it's been the hard thing to do, both in the men's doubles and the mixed doubles, is winning 2 matches in a row. So task is in front of them. Let's see if they can do it.
All right, let's meet our 4 bowlers for today's show. First of all, our number 5 seeded team off the win last week, looking for 2 in a row from Fitchburg, Massachusetts, Karen Boutotte, and her partner from Concord, New Hampshire, Janet Poch.
Okay, Karen comes in averaging 111. Her roll-off score was 558. Janet's at 121 and a 554 roll-off score.
And last week, they won over Pat Kerr and Arlene Dinnigan with a 343 to 258, so they will be looking to make it 2 in a row against our number 3 seeded team from Manchester, New Hampshire, Vi Biron, and her partner, also from Manchester, Lynn Perron.
Okay, and Vi averages 110. Her roll-off score was 575, and Lynn Perron's at 104 and 571.
All right, as we mentioned, the prize money in the ladies' doubles is the same as it is for the men's doubles. It'll be $200 to the runner-up team today, and then the winners, of course, will move on into the semifinals next week. And we've got 3 strings of doubles bowling coming up. We'll start this match right after we start these messages. Don't go away. All right, once again, for those of you who may be new to the program, and of course, once a year we have ladies' doubles here on Stars and Strikes doubles, every week on the Winds, and this is the second week of our 4-week series, and as we do with the men, we take 10 bowlers. They compete individually, and then we pair them up according to the final roll-off scores, 1 with 2, 3 with 4, and so on. So our number 1 seeded team will be Joanne Vandiver and Carol Downey. They finished 1-2 in the roll-off, as you see, separated by only 2 pins. Bev Surratt and Debbie Regan, our number 2 seeded team. Today, Vi Biron comes in with Lynn Perron as the number 3 seeded team. You saw Pat Kerr and Arlene Dinnigan last week as they finished runner-up to Karen Boutotte and Janet Poch. And so Janet and Karen try for their 2nd win in a row this week. And here's a look at the combined scores. You see Vandiver and Downey with that 11-72, and Boutotte and Poch with the 11-12, but coming up with the big win last week, and today looking for 2 in a row. So Janet Poch to start the match. The team of Poch and Boutotte coming off a 343 a week ago.
Pretty decent 3-string total.
Get on ahead, Pin. Let's go.
Doubles, 343. And practically had it their way from start to finish in that match. 1-2-7-9 for Janet.
Almost.
Try, Janet.
And a $10. And this time it'll be the 1, 2, 7, and 10 with no playable wood. Nope.
You got it, Janet. Let's go. Six day out.
And there it was.
That's what you wanted to do. A pair of 10s for Janet Poch. And now Lynn Perron, as you see the replay of that 10 box, just splitting the 1 and the 2. Head pin takes the 10, the ball, and the 2 pin take the 7. Now Lynn Perron will be up on lane 30.
Lynn Perron was with us on our ladies doubles series last year. In fact, she paired with Kathy Fuller, and they lost the championship match to Janet Poch and Janice McIntyre by just 3 pins. We talked about that match last week. It was a great one.
2-4 going by the 2 pin.
Overall, Lynn making her 3rd appearance here on the Winds, and she starts with a 10. Lynn, as is her partner Vi Biron, both from Manchester, and more specifically both from Pinardville, which is a section of Manchester. And I asked,
a story all by itself.
well, yeah, and I asked them before the show because I wanted to make sure, because I've always wondered about this: is Pinardville actually a separate community? Because everybody who's from there feels very passionate about that, and
all 6 of them. No, I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding, Pinardville.
Oh, the letters. Dan Murphy, folks. Send the letters to Dan Murphy. But it is, in fact, just a section of Manchester. But they wanted to come up with... Oh, there's a nice shot.
Great 10.
2 terrific 10s there, 1 for each team. We'll take another look at that one. But as I started to say, they wanted to come up with some sort of a name for the team, and they wanted to come up with a name applying to Pinardville because they thought that would be appropriate. But I told them I'd at least mention it. So,
End of story?
it was a long way around, wasn't it? Karen Boutotte, who performed so well last week in her first appearance here on the Winds. $9, Karen. Last week, the team of Boutotte and Poch with 10 marks. 2 of them were strikes, and Karen had both of those. Both in the first game, and she almost has another one there.
Broke over onto the Brooklyn side and just knocked down everything but the 5 pin and got a testy piece of wood out in front. I don't know if she can drive the ball through the wood for the 5 pin. I think she's going to have to come up high. That's what she's trying. Very nicely done.
First mark of the match, Karen Boutotte gets it. Same as last week. Now here's Vi Biron.
Come on, Vi. Oh, yeah.
Vi right on the head pin. Not much to shoot at, though.
Or too much. 3, 5, 7, 9.
Nope.
Try to go to the right-hand side of the 3 and sweep everything from right to left.
Vi was last with us a little over a year ago on mixed doubles, paired with Mike Sargent. They lost a championship match, in fact, to John Maffio and Louise Hamilton. $8 for Vi.
Come on, Vi, right here. Drop them all. Get up.
4 horsemen left plus the 9 pin.
Not quite, just slipping by the head pin. Other than that, had it covered. Vi also making her 3rd appearance with us here on the Winds, like her partner Lynn Perron. Vi looking for her first win. She'll take a $9. So that completes the first rotation. We've seen all 4 bowlers, and now Janet Poch on the mark left by her partner, Karen Boutotte. Right through the middle.
And just 3. The 1, the 5, and the 8 are out of there. Sprayed eagle plus the 9 pin. Probably go for the 2 and the 4, and that's what she's doing.
We got it there, Janet.
2, 4, 7 are gone.
Next week, of course, will be our semifinal week. On both programs, as Janet pulls out of that with a 10. A nice $10 for Janet there. Next week in the semifinals for mixed doubles at 12 noon. And Janet kicks out the strike.
No doubt about that one. Right in the 1-3 pocket. It's just a matter of she's going to have 8, 9, or a strike. Dead in the pocket. 4 and the 8. Last 2 to go down.
Started to say in semifinal action next week. First of all, at 12 noon, it'll be Joe Ashline and Wendy Sandin against Mike Poulin and Louise Hamilton. And then, of course, at 1 o'clock next week, the winners of this match will face our number 2 seeded team, Bev Surratt and Deb Regan.
You got it there, Lynn. Come on.
Lynn Perron from Manchester. Lynn's husband, Rod.
Come on, Lynn, sit on one.
And Lynn works as a secretary for Sanders, does a lot of her bowling at the Londonderry Bowling Center and at the Lakeside Lanes.
That's the one. Stay up there. Stay up there, Wood. Come on. Come on.
And the wood is going to stay on the lane just barely. Let's see if Lynn decides to play this.
I think that's her only shot. You got the 5, 6, 10. 5, 6 are parallel with each other. It'd be a tough shot there. She's trying to do. I had to place it right next to the channel and sweep everything from left to right. Still looking for their first mark of the match.
And it'll be an 8. So Karen Boutotte will step up now, working on the strike left by her partner, Janet Poch. On the head pin. Oh, kicks out another. Now she'll shoot at the 2, 6, and 7. Well, wood next to the 6 might help, but she's still going to have to snap that 2 pin over there somehow.
Playing the 2. It's an 8 fill on the strike.
And an 8 box. 78 through 7. And the early lead for Boutotte and Poch, just as they did a week ago. Karen bends that one into the 1-3 pocket and leaves the 2, 5, and 7 this time.
Piece of wood in behind the 2 and the 5, which should help. One to the right she wants to stay away from.
Well, that's
shot.
a little easier than the 2, 6, and 7.
You see the replays right on the 2 pin, and 2 pin takes the 5, and the wood and the ball take the 7. And now Vi Biron for the 7th and 8th frame.
Looking for the first mark for the team,
boy.
and that was a pretty good ball.
Right,
Now if she goes way left on the dead wood, it's going to spin and probably leave the 6 pin up. If she goes way right, may not be enough to carry the 8.
Don't see this leave very often. The 6
Oh,
and the 8,
great
and how
shot.
about that? Great conversion for Vi Biron.
Just far enough to the right and just spinning into that 8 pin was the wood and their first mark.
Oh, big fill. 7 triangle leave.
And again, not an easy shot because the wood is giving her a little roadblock.
Three balls.
Now it's rolling back a little bit. She's going to have a clear shot at the object pin, which would be the 4. She takes the 4. She's got a good chance at making the spare.
No.
10 by.
And that was the ball she wanted. 10 box. Well, 3 times in a row now, the bowler stepping up for the team of Poch and Boutotte has been working on a mark. And Janet fills it with 7.
With 7, and she did not want to see the 3 pin drop down. And another pin on the spare, but it leaves herself the 5, 6, and 10. Don't see this made very often.
The final roll-off for this series was held at the Sunset Lanes in Newport, New Hampshire. Want to thank Leon Valcourt and his fine staff there for handling all the details for us. And Leon's daughter, Joanne Vandiver, is half of our top-seeded team as well.
It's an interesting leave. 2, 5, 7, 9, 10. It looks a lot worse than it is. She's got some wood to help. Problem pin would probably be the 10 pin. No, not if you missed the 2.
Janet knew it.
Yeah, she threw her hands up to realize that the ball was too far to the right. She tried to grab one of these. How about 2? Almost.
112 for the team of Boutotte and Poch.
Go, Lynn.
Now Lynn Perron.
20 in each box.
Oh, pretty good looking ball there. Wow.
I don't know about you, but as soon as that ball left her hand, you knew that was destined to be a good ball right in the 1-3 pocket, and she touches them all for the first strike for that team.
Yeah, yeah!
And how about a double? Crossed over this time, picked on the 1-2 pocket, tripping the 6 pin for the double.
You might have heard someone say before Lynn stepped up, come on, 20 in each box. How about more than 20? It's 20 plus a ball.
3?
Oh,
just
that was pretty good too.
It's 26 pins in the 9th frame.
This is going to give Biron and Perron the lead.
Will she play the wood? Let's see. Oh, she's going to go for the fill.
Watch out, it's coming back. It's coming back. No, it'll be a 9. She only loses 1 pin on that one, though. A 124, 45 pins in the last 2 boxes for Lynn Perron. And the team of Biron and Perron take the lead by 12. Vi Biron will start the middle game here on Stars and Strikes doubles. Through the middle.
Well, they brought a lot of rooters with them, and that double strike by Lynn Perron has got them all riled up here in the audience. Looking at the 3-6-10 and the 4-7.
Vi, as I mentioned earlier, also from Manchester, New Hampshire, works as the office manager for United Insurance Associates of New England, does a lot of her bowling at the King Lanes right in Manchester. And Vi gets an 8. Vi and her husband Ron have 4 children, Denise, twins Doreen and Darlene, and Dean.
All down, Vi.
Vi tries the Brooklyn side this time.
Yep. Very light it was, too. Leaves herself without the wood would be difficult. 3-9, but she has wood in between. Those are the 2 pins you take out for the half wister on the right. Got to hurry with it. Oh, it's sliding by.
Karen Boutotte now to start the second game for her team. Right, boy, she has been on the head pin very consistently, both last week and this so far.
Well, she wants to put this one right next to the right-hand channel. So she's trying. The ball's breaking too sharp for her, though. And she leaves herself the 4-7. Can gain 2 and count.
Maybe a 10.
Lead now is just 10 pins.
Karen Boutotte and Janet Poch, the red team. Vi Biron and Lynn Perron, the blue team, on today's show. It's interesting to watch Karen's delivery. We've talked a little bit both last week and this week about how Karen's ball breaks. The thing that's interesting about it, though, Dan, is we're seated almost directly behind the bowlers, and normally when a bowler releases a ball that has a break on it, you can tell by the way the hand turns the ball when it's released. But with Karen, it's very difficult to tell. It's almost a very subtle kind of break.
Well, she works out for a pair of 10s and gains 3 and count, reduces the lead to single numbers now, just 9 pins. Lynn Perron Finished up with a double strike. Let's see if she can follow that up.
Crosses over.
Almost. Another one. Just the 6, just the 3-pin. Get noisy if she gets this one. So some spare opportunities for Vi Biron and Lynn Perron. Go by the board.
As we're watching our annual, watch out for Lynn. She'll have another 9 drop. This time the 10-pin.
Piece of wood in front of the 10-pin. Ooh.
Nope, turned it over. As we're watching our annual women's doubles event, Dan, it would seem appropriate, although certainly sad news, to acknowledge the passing of, most assuredly, the most outstanding women's candlepin bowler of all time.
Without a doubt. And, of course, we're talking about Stacia Zernike, who passed away recently. And man or woman, I would say. She's, to me, the best candlepin bowler I've ever seen. And to this day, if there's a record, she has it. And she's going to be sorely missed in the game, as well as just a great, great competitor and a great person. And our condolences go out to her husband, Tony, and the entire Zernike family, which they all bowl except the older son, Dan. You got Eddie and John. They're good candlepin bowlers, but we're all going to miss her.
Absolutely. Our best wishes to the family and all of the friends of Stacia Zernike, and there are many of those in the world of candlepin bowling. Janet Poch trying to come up with a mark to further cut into this lead of Biron and Perron. This will be a tough one. And Janet will take the 9, and we will take a break. The lead is down to 9. Biron and Perron in the lead as we approach the halfway point. Stars and Strikes Doubles continues from the Londonderry Bowling Center after these messages. Vi Biron. Well, Vi probably got an extra pin there. I think she thought she'd have a half Worcester. Just slipping by the head pin.
One on one side of the head pin, tried to correct it, overcorrect it, and went left of the head pin.
And it'll be a 9 box.
Both teams hitting a dry spell here in the second game. We've gone through 9 frames total and still waiting for our first mark.
That ball slips just off to the left.
Get it out there, Vi.
Inside or outside, Vi? Come on.
Well, Vi going for all of them and takes a 6 box. That leaves the door open for Karen Boutotte. Right on the head pin again.
We did mention Stacia Zernike is one other gentleman I'd like to mention too, who recently passed away, and he, of course, was very instrumental in forming the NHCBA, New Hampshire Candlepin Association. Many of you that bowled in state tournament over the years, he hosted that tournament, and that's the late Frank Sandy Sandberg of Sandy's Bowling Center, which now Park Place. And Another great gentleman that the game is certainly going to miss.
Absolutely. He attended several of our tapings over the years at Park Place, was always around even though he wasn't actively involved in the center anymore, and fine gentleman. Our best to his family as well.
5-7 left for Karen. Going to try to cap the piece of wood. Not quite. Good effort.
Well, even with a 9 box here, or an 8, Karen will pick up some ground. She takes the 9, so gains 3 more in count, and the lead is now down to 5. With Lynn Perron stepping up. Lynn delivers the ball on an extreme angle from right to left, and that time she left it a little bit out to the right. It never came in for her. That time it did, and there's the spare. Perfect.
Good observation, Doug. I'm going to switch seats here in a minute. Either that or I'll be out of a job. It won't need me.
Oh, now don't say that, Dan. Who would buy lunch?
I knew I was here for something. Crosses over, 1-2 pocket, drops 8.
He's still here, Lynn. Throw that ball again.
And the 5-9 left for Lynn, trying to make it 2 in a row and finally putting some offense up here in the second game.
Oh, yes. Lynn took a little extra time. She had missed an opportunity or two earlier, and she took a little extra time, went to the towel to think about it. Comes up with the spare. Janet Poch now. Oh, big ball. Kicking out the 8-pin.
And again, the ball gets in the pocket. She's got good mixing action off it, and the result is even better, a strike.
Each team with 2 strikes now.
That time to the left. Remember, they're an opposite spare 8 spare.
No, not quite. And a 9 box. 85 through 8. Biron and Perron with a spare up 78 plus a ball in the 8th.
The lead is 5. Of course, Vi is thinking anything over 5 pushes the lead back up into double figures. Gonna cross over, and she's going to get a half dozen.
Vi, in addition to being an outstanding bowler in her own right, is also a bowling fan. She comes to a lot of our tapings. Cheer on the bowlers, of course.
Oh, how about it? Yes! First, I thought she cut the 3-pin over. She cut it too thin, and then she gets some sidewall action and gets it anyways. 3 in a row.
A little short on that one, but kicks out 7.
Got the head fin from behind that time. Yeah, she got the 2-4-7. Can she pick this one up? They'll finish with 4 marks in a row. Gotta hurry with that one. No, nope. Leaves it to the right.
Nice finish for the team, though. 3 marks in a row. Talking about Vi being a bowling fan, she's. I'm sure there are a lot of people who are fans of her. She's just one of those fun people to be around. She keeps everybody laughing. Karen Boutotte.
But Karen's not laughing. Karen's on the serious side right now. Trailing by 11. Looks pretty good. Everything but the 5.
Same thing Janet did a moment ago.
They'll lose a few more in count. They're opposite the spare 7.
9 box. So the lead right now, 19, but a chance for Karen to pick up some ground with a mark here in the 10th. And she'll have to re-rack after clearing a loose piece of wood out of the channel.
Lead is 19, but if she was to throw a mark here, possibilities of getting it back down into single numbers.
Sends that ball into the pocket, needs another break, gets it.
Needed that 6-pin. Same 3 pins that Vi was just looking at, the 2, 4, 7.
No, yes. Big spare in the 10th.
Boy, it's amazing. We keep talking about it, but I thought that ball was surely going to miss to the right. The last minute broke in, and then I thought it was going to be too full on the 2-pin.
And don't call her Shirley.
No.
I've been waiting to use that.
Right back in the pocket. Whoop, little fold. 5, Phil.
109, but they lose only 1 pin in count for the game, so the lead goes to 13. 234 for Vi Biron and Lynn Perron. 221 for Karen Boutotte and Janet Poch. We'll be back for the third and deciding game in a minute. Third and final game. Second week of our annual Ladies Doubles Series, and there's the situation for Janet Poch as she steps up.
Ready when it goes, Janet.
The team of Boutotte and Poch with 5 marks so far. Biron and Perron with 6. And really the difference in the match right now, the double strike.
Absolutely.
Lynn Perron ended the first game with a double strike, 45 pins in the last 2 boxes. And that really is the difference right now. Oh, almost a strike there for Janet, and she can't believe it.
That close to one. Everything but the 7. Now the wood is way out in front. She does have another piece in the channel, which will help this pin stay in play. Otherwise, it might snap off the wall. Oh, no. She completely missed to the left, and it's just a 9 box. Here's one of those situations where you just pick the ball up instead of taking a little extra time. And just pull it to the left.
Here's Lynn Perron now.
Lynn right back on the head pin. 3, 6, 10.
Nope.
Hey, come on, Lynn.
Man, that's what she wanted.
Match is 10 boxes. Lead stays at 13.
Now Lynn over on lane 29. Pretty in the pocket and leaving the 4-pin. Nothing near it.
Nothing touched it, really. Good solid ball in the 1-3 pocket, though.
Oh, no.
I thought she had that covered, so turnaround's fair play, I guess. She misses one. Janet missed one on 29, and Lynn comes right back and misses a single. Maybe we should tell these girls that the Super Bowl was last week. Really, they got bowling like they have something to do next week. Pair of 10s increases the lead to 14.
Karen Boutotte. Oh, nice pocket hit there, but
ouch.
A terrible leave. Let's wait and see what happens with this wood, though.
She would like to see the 10-pin go out of there, and it does.
How about that?
I can't say that. She probably deserved that. That was a pretty good ball. 1-3 pocket.
Oh, no. Sliding by. So, close match. 1 or 2 marks either way could decide it, and we've seen a couple of misses here in the early going. Brooklyn side this time. Triangle for Karen.
Now, the only reason she hit the Brooklyn side is she lofted the ball further out in the lane. Otherwise, that ball would have broke sharp and probably would have been down near the 4 and 7. And again, a little more speed that time to try to straighten the ball out. Almost did it. Left the 6-10.
$10. An opportunity now for Vi Biron to extend the lead for her team. It's at 14 right now.
Not going to be an easy one. 1, 2, 4, 7, 4 horsemen to the left, plus the 9 and the 10. Looks pretty good.
It's interesting. Vi is the only one of the 4 bowlers today that that doesn't keep the towel up there with her while she's bowling. She has one, but she keeps it down on the bench.
Can't get anything by you, Doug.
Well, it's interesting because most bowlers now, especially, go to the towel in between frames and so on, and sometimes during the same frame. By just catching the head pin, and look out! Well, that's set.
There it goes! Oh!
How about that? Vi says, just as I planned it. You just have to be patient. That's the key to the game. We'll take a timeout. Vi's going to thoroughly enjoy that one for a while, and we'll be back right after this. Well, 6 boxes to go, and with that rather dramatic strike by Vi Biron right before the break. Work to do for Janet Poch and Karen Boutotte if they want to get their second straight win here. What is it about winning 2 in a row?
I don't know. Very difficult to do.
Right out in front of me, Janet. Come on.
Janet somehow trying to work out of this, and she'll take a 7. Next week, Bev Surratt, Debbie Regan come in. It's our number 2 seeded team. Of course, that'll be at 1 o'clock next week.
3, 6, 10, and the 7. Got a piece of wood that should help. Got it.
Oh, nice shot, and a big shot, too. They needed it. We'll get another look. Perfect.
Might have got that one without the wood.
Next Sunday at noon, we'll have our mixed doubles semifinals. Joe Ashline and Wendy Sandin against Mike Poulin and Louise Hamilton. Lynn Perron working on the strike left by Vi Biron.
Pull the ball to the left, looking for the big fill on the strike.
It's an important ball right here. It'll be a 7 fill. So the lead is 20. Oh, and a nice 10. Now it's 23. But Lynn is opposite a spare.
Big 3 pins there on this 10 box. Oh, it's right in the pocket.
Oh.
Solid 8 pin. Now here's the situation. Make up your mind before you throw it. She doesn't want to cap it. She's going to play the wood. She's got to go left.
Caps it and makes it, matching the spare by Janet Poch. And that will keep the lead in the 20s going to the final 4. And our last rotation for the bowlers will start with Karen Boutotte.
Right in the pocket. 7.
Okay, I'll set up.
Didn't carry the extra pin I'm sure she would have liked.
Probably going to play the wood. Got to come up a little high and turn it.
Let's
Got
see.
a shot.
No. And it'll be a 9. Karen will slide over to lane 29 for her final box.
Really must put a mark up here for Janet to work on when she gets up for the final 2 frames for that team. Well, the 1, the 8, and the 9. No wood.
It won't be much fun.
Look out.
No. Boy.
Can't get much closer than that without making that spare. The ball just went by that 9-pin. Great effort.
And a 10. So 2 open frames, and let's take another look at that shot by Karen Boutotte.
Watch the ball. Oh, actually the ball caromed off the 8-pin. My eyes are going.
Vi Biron on a spare, and it's just 3.
Well, still light at the end of the tunnel there for Janet to get up. If they don't mark here, Janet will need 2 marks. Well, that looks good. Everything but the 4-7 can gain another one and count. They're opposite of $9.
The runners up share $200, and the winners move on. And right now, the lead for Vi Biron and Lynn Perron, 18. And Vi is opposite of $10 here in the 8th. Any kind of a mark would make it very difficult.
And she'll have a shot at one with the 6 and the 9.
Let's see. No.
Big 10, Bob, big 10. Grab it, Daddy.
And it'll be a $9. So another pin off the lead. It's 17 with 2 frames to go.
So you'd think Janet would need 2 big marks. And then Lynn still may not need a mark, but Lisa put a lot of pressure on it to make her pin. Janet missing the head pin. 1, 2, 7, 10. Piece of wood, a makeable shot.
Especially the way the wood is turned.
It's got to have the object pin, though, the head pin.
Let's see.
That close. Now she's in a double strike situation. Going to have to throw a strike.
I think the ball came the closest to getting over and getting that 7 pin. It's a 10. Let's find out.
Came back across, right behind it.
Final box of the match for Janet Poch. Brooklyn hit, and again, not much of a leave. The 6, 7, 8. She's gonna give it a try. Oh my! Oh, what a shot that was! Oh, what an
Good
effort!
effort. Good effort.
And a well-deserved round of applause on that try. Oh, that would have been a spectacular shot. It'll be a $10 for Janet Poch. And let's take another look.
Cuts the 6 pin on the right-hand side into the 8 and all around the 7 pin. Actually, the wood probably prevented that from going over. Lynn Perron's just got to keep the ball in the lane.
And that will do it. Vi Biron and Lynn Perron will advance into the semifinals. How about the shot here for Lynn? How about that shot?
Lynn says, I can make some of those too. Split the 3-6. Never a doubt there.
Just sliding by the head pin for a 7 fill.
Who gets you 3? This is easier than the last one.
1, 3, and 7.
Someone said this is easier than the last one.
I think that was her father. I would have turned around and handed him the ball and said, here, show me.
Well, it's nice to shoot at them when you know you've already won the match, though.
That's right. They can have a pretty good 3-string total, too.
111 and a 345. A 23-pin victory for the team of Vi Biron and Lynn Perron. They will move on to the semifinals, and we will talk to all the bowlers when we come back. Don't go away. And welcome back to the Londonderry Bowling Center. We have completed week 2 here on the Winds of our annual ladies doubles tournament. We want to first bring up our runners up to talk to them, Janet Poch and Karen Boutotte. A round of applause for them as they ran into that second time in a row jinx that we seem to have going this year. Karen, a check for you, and Janet for you, $200 to split as fourth prize money. And I don't know what it is, but we've talked about it a lot this year. Winning 2 in a row seems to be very, very, very difficult.
Yeah, we just had trouble. That turning point was this double strike that they had, and after that we just couldn't put anything together, and all the splits really kind of hurt.
Yeah, the strikes do, especially when you get them together, they add up, and going into that third game, a 13, 14-pin difference, the double strike was really it.
Yeah, it was a big difference because we were up in the first string, up by, 10 or so, and then double strike, you had 30, 40 pins right there.
Right. Well, congratulations to both of you on the win last week, and thanks both for being here, and we'll hope to see you again soon.
Thank you.
All right, thanks very much, Janet Poch and Karen Boutotte. And let's bring up our winners now, Vi Biron and Lynn Perron. Oh, come on, I know you folks can make more noise than that. I mean, they're all here. You brought everybody from Manchester with you, I know. Penardville, yes, we did give we did give Penardville a nice plug earlier in the show.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
A nice come from behind win.
Thanks to Lynn. I hope I can help her better next time around.
Well, we were just talking about the double strike. Obviously, that's a nice jump start there at the end of the game.
That was pretty nice. I haven't had one all year. I'm glad I saved it.
Is that right? Not that's the first one you've had this year?
No, it's been a rough year so far, so I figure if I got to save them, I might as well use them now.
Well, you want to save your best bowling for TV, probably.
You bet.
Well, next week we've got Bev Surratt and Debbie Regan coming in for you.
We know Debbie. I don't know Bev, but I know Debbie. She usually roots for me. I don't think she will this time.
I guarantee you she won't be rooting for you this time.
But we got Lynn's father out there who does a good job.
Well, you got a lot of people here yelling for you. Everybody does here today. It's a nice crowd here on hand.
Debbie already paid my father, so I got to go negotiate now. I'm in trouble.
Congratulations, and we'll see you next week. All right, congratulations, Vi, and congratulations also to Lynn. And we'll set you up now for next week, our semifinal week. Of course, it all starts at noon on our mixed doubles program. We'll have our semifinal match there, and then semifinals here as well on ladies doubles. It'll be Vi Biron and Lynn Perron going for 2 in a row against the team of Bev Surratt and Debbie Regan.
Oh, still looking for 2 in a row. That jinx, and it's probably our fault. We shouldn't mention it, and we'll probably somebody win the whole ladder. But it's tough to win 2 in a row for some reason, and Vi and Lynn are going to try to do it next week.
All right, next week it all begins starting at 12 noon here on the Winds, first on Stars and Strikes, and then here from Londonderry on Stars and Strikes doubles. Until then, for Dan Murphy and the whole crew, I'm Doug Brown. Have a good week, everybody.